luck.
I wasn't. I'm sorry. Are you eating jelly beans?
No, that's what the hat looks like, and that's the font. That's the jelly bean font.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I was talking to Metz when I asked that.
Oh.
Because she is eating.
I'm just shoving, water bottles in my face.
Water bottles? Okay. Is that what the...
All right, well, we are live, so...
That will...
I figured we'd have it for how long?
Thanks for
Not
waiting.
actually that long.
Okay.
Right around the cinnamon roll comment, I think is...
Okay.
That's good. We're starting off on a good foot then.
Hello, everybody.
Get that quaif going, Stan. Get it to stick straight out.
It won't cooperate tonight, and it's not long enough to just pull back yet, and so it's just... it's whatever. It's just gonna do what it's gonna do.
I understand. I've been there.
Yeah, me too.
I'll just...
A long time.
I can't get it in my eyes or anything. I can't even be emo with it.
Aww.
I feel like that's close enough.
Yeah,
You're close.
I should just be able to constantly just...
Also, I would like to point out that everyone except Jack has changed their name to be something else. To be their character name.
Oh, yeah, I had to fix that.
Hey.
Uh-oh. No, I messed everything up.
Oh no!
Oh no! You shouldn't have clicked so hard.
We're back. We're better. It's okay. Oh, yeah. See, people in chat have no clue what you mean by eating water bottles.
Nope.
That's fine. They don't need to know.
That's good for them.
It's better if you don't. Yeah, that's true.
That's our business.
What we
It's
choose to
my
do with our
prerogative.
our water bottles
Do
is
with
our
our
own
water
business. It's fine.
Okay, Stan, who are you, and what character are you playing right now?
I'm thin, and apparently I'm playing Evan, and I'm trying to remember his motivation.
He's really smart and he wants to learn all the things.
Wants to learn all the knowledges that there are.
That's
Oh, where did my... Oh, there she is. Okay. So I am Metz Girl, and tonight I'm playing Alon. I am a also intelligent person who's kind of dexterous and apparently is rather roguelike from what I re-listened to. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And she's a bit stuck up, it would seem.
Cap, who are you?
Hey everyone, I'm Capcheck, and I am playing Mikhail. He likes to punch things with Tesla knuckles, but he's also kind of smart.
And I am Ane-sama-chan, and I am playing Alex or Lex, whichever you prefer. And apparently, I am very weak. I forgot that.
You're also the boss.
I am
You're
the
in
boss.
charge. Yeah, you're the...
All right,
I may
Met-
not be able to
I'm the
arm wrestle
boss.
you, but I'll
I'm
do
the
like
boss.
this, and you'll be like,
Okay. Metz, what was so funny?
I misheard Tesla. Never mind. Move on.
Okay.
Okay. Yup. Yup. There it is.
So, where do you all remember being last?
In a machine, and it went boom.
Yeah, so you're hanging out in the fragile thin plates between dimensions right now. Just kind of bouncing off of stuff like pinballs. So, you've never been into a place like this? You've never seen anything like this? I have no idea what you.
Do you need an actual recap? Not just a smartass recap?
So we ended last time. We had gone through
Steiner and Franklin.
There we go. Steiner and Franklin and Steiner's building, and we had found their what do you call it? Their atom. Sure. I don't. Is that what we called him? We named him. Anyway,
No,
their
we named him
monster
Kurt.
thing.
You named
Like
him
that.
Kurt.
And oh, that's right. And we discovered that there was this big machine thing, and between Evan and Alon, they figured out how to turn it on and discovered that it sent the glasses that had been sitting there away, and something else came back. So they just deducted that if you went and stood there, you'd go away too, to wherever this was. And so we were going to go see if we could find Franklin and Steiner to get them back. That's where we ended.
Yeah, so, however, I was not joking about what I was describing. You are bouncing through nether space
Oh,
on your way to wherever you are going.
ow, this is bullshit. Ow.
You cannot see the others, like the other three of your group. You can't find them or see where they are. However, Alex, you see flying through space with you, as if you were standing on some invisible plane and this person is standing on it with you, the same non-existent material. You see a man that you've never met before, a short man, like proportions that don't quite make sense for a human, like very wide person, but quite short, with a bushy but short beard, with a appears to be maybe like a lute on his back. And he seems quite somber. And probably doesn't share the same kind of mild to extreme panic that you currently have, of flying through space. And he says, I guess in dreams, we were strangers once. You when
Okay.
you remember this, the orb you found that can start you on your path to finding me. And then he kind of fades away, just isn't there
Wait.
anymore.
What?
And then
Okay.
snap, all of a sudden the four of you are standing in exactly the same positions you were as you went through that beam of light that brought you here, and you're now in the middle of kind of a fancy, like, front room to some kind of, like, mansion with this big metal plate, like spherical plate, on the ground. That looks similar to the one that you left from, but it doesn't have the big Tesla tower hanging from the ceiling or any of the doodads on the walls or anything. And you're all just there, kind of taking in the
What
scene.
the hell?
Well, that was very interesting.
It worked.
Apparently,
That guy?
there's a
Do
guy.
you have an orb?
What?
There was this dude. He was like, I don't know. He was just standing there and he called
Wait,
me
was it
something.
Franklin or Steiner?
That was not your normal voice.
I don't know what my voice said. Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
He said something about dreams, and then Okay, I don't know. If you didn't, maybe I'm just going nuts. It's probably weird electricity or something. Where are we?
We appear to be in
I'm-
a room with a steel plate on the floor.
Through the double doors that are the wooden double doors that are at the end of the room, you hear the clinking of glasses and a small jovial laugh.
Oh.
Ah, that sounds good. Sounds promising.
Hmm.
Hmm. I guess we'll move towards it. Relatively sneakily.
Do you want?
Nope.
Do you want to sneak? Mikhail just goes straight forward, just in. Uh,
Well, it's better than
Hello?
athletics, I guess.
inside here, you find a fairly nice dining room. You see like a grandfather clock up against the wall and a long table with food set on it. But it also seems just a bit off. Most of the food, not all of the food, but most of the food, like at a second glance, is like wax. And there are several people sitting about the table and standing up, but they're all mannequins. Very well detailed, proper real clothes that they're wearing, very good facial detail and skin tones. However, there's two exceptions. There is a man standing off, inspecting the wall, like looking at some like dark scuff mark on the wall, holding a glass of champagne, looking at it. And this man you would recognize as being Franklin. At the table, you would also see a man leaning back in his chair, a red pool of blood underneath his shirt and a hole in his chest, and laying entirely limp on the rest of his chair. And this would definitely be Steiner.
Well, shit.
Couldn't have said it better
Um,
myself.
Hmm.
What's going on here?
The man,
What's all this?
Franklin, immediately turns around. Are you real?
You?
Yes, you're Franklin, right?
Yes.
I think so.
Can you help me? I'm in a bit of a predicament.
It would seem so.
Aside from your friend being dead.
Well, yes, that. Someone's gone and killed him, and I need to figure out who.
Ah, we are good at this. Literally, this is what we do.
Yeah,
Well,
we do get paid for this sort of thing, generally.
Currently getting paid for this.
is he currently holding any weapons?
Who? Franklin or
Sorry.
Steiner?
Franklin.
Franklin.
Or either of them.
He's holding on his person a champagne glass that you can see. Roll insight, actually. Actually, no. Sorry. Scratch that. Roll investigation.
That's our thing.
Ha! Yes. Some good rolls. Okay. So a nat 20 from Alex. A 13 from Anon. Alex, you spot that he's got looks like a weapon holster under his vest. Because the holster's there, you couldn't tell if there's a weapon in the holster or not, but you're pretty sure there's that, or a very large wallet. I worded that very carefully, and still.
The world is well aware of the vast checkbook of Franklin and Steiner.
Ah.
Well-shaped wallet there, sir.
Stories are told far and wide.
All right, let's have a look at him then.
Great.
And I guess Mikhail's gonna go over and look at the body.
All right. Yeah. Why don't you roll medicine? Why don't you roll investigation, and someone who's good at that roll investigation.
I'll help.
All right. So an 8 for Mikhail and a 7 for Evan.
I was distracted by his wallet.
Is that a gun holster, or do you just have a fat wallet?
A 13 for Alex. Okay, so he's definitely dead. Actually,
I guess it could have been fake blood.
Evan, can you roll me
Fair.
medicine, like, on this corpse?
I'll try.
A 6. Jeez. You're all really bad at this.
Curiosity says.
A 4. Okay, wonderful.
Oh,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
makes me so happy.
Oh my god.
That's more than 10.
An 11
Not
from
just
Alex.
yours.
Okay. So he is dead.
Yeah, he did.
That's about
There
it.
is a lot. Okay.
The bullets went all the way through. And in fact, it is sitting on the ground over yonder.
The bullets is?
The bullet. It
Oh.
is smushed as a bullet does when it goes through a body.
Yeah. Cool. Cool.
Hmm.
Can I investigate some other things in the room also?
Yes, what would you like to investigate?
The mannequins?
Yeah, why don't you do that? Another 11. My gosh.
You know what? Mikhail can help with this. Mikhail cannot help. with
No,
this.
he
A
can't.
6, wonderful. Yes.
Oh.
Y'all
You're the worst
cannot roll
investigator.
today. Okay, so he frankly begins to speak. He says, all right, well, I've got a hunch, fairly strong hunch. It's usually the same person. Well, it's really rather a coin flip, but I don't get credit if I actually flip a coin.
Hmm.
What do you mean, same person?
Every time.
What?
Every time then what?
Every time he dies?
Yes.
What do you mean every time he dies? You die once.
Not my friend. Ever
Do you
s-
do the thing where you make him go back together and sew him?
No.
Oh, like
No.
Yeah.
the other guy.
Jeremy?
Like AO753?
No.
Oh, that's not fair. I
But
watched the
it's good that you
started.
know that. I have questions about that later. No, ever since we went to college together, he has continuously faked his death and will not come out. And he kind of is now speaking to the walls at this point. Will not come out until I solve the mystery.
Wait, he's not really dead?
I would like
I
to
know the
investigate
answer.
the body.
I know the answer.
If anyone can roll above, I don't know, a 12 in medicine, you can get something? Yeah?
Well, I got 16
Hey!
in
Damn it. I was really hoping for like 2.
Okay, a 3 from Anon, so that's great. Okay, no, Alex looks at it again, and this time goes, oh yeah, those bones are actually, like, plywood. It's, like, it's a fake body. It's actually a really well-made fake body. Looks like the person that's done this has done this
Obviously.
many times before. But it's just a really convincing fake.
All right.
It's a fake. Oh.
I can
Taste
get
the
who killed
blood.
this.
Is it ketchup?
It's not ketchup. Actually, no. It tastes like blood. Like,
That's gross.
Oh, I was expecting this to be ketchup. This is a little bit more awkward.
Oh golly.
well, yes, actually, some of the components are toxic. Don't do that. I mean, we have varying resources, so, he's done it before when the hair was asbestos. Don't just go around licking the body.
We have
You don't
Okay.
tell me
have a bad
how to live my life, sir.
not our trademark.
All right, well, you're looking at the big greasy smudge. Is he hiding in the wall?
That won't work. I need to solve the mystery. I need to figure out who did it.
Okay, well, what are the clues?
Well, smudge on the wall,
You obviously
gunshot. I'm inclined to think that it's me, but I'm not sure.
How can you not be sure if you killed your friend?
Well,
because the friend set it up.
he theorizes that I'm capable of hypnotizing myself and causing myself to forget my actions so as to act innocent in court.
Interesting.
I disagree,
That's
and we've had many debates over it. But he builds some of his mysteries around that fact.
So if we go, hey, it was you, then he comes out and everyone wins?
Well,
And we have cake?
you have to prove
Oh.
it.
Do you have a gun?
Let's see. And he sets the glass down, opens his vest. No, I do not. I have a holster, apparently. I don't remember that. But, yes.
Ah, so you did hypnotize yourself.
Well, I don't know.
Wait,
Or
let
the
me
one.
let me sniff your hands.
Yes.
We don't have time to
This is
indulge
like
your
the
kinks,
opposite of
eh?
that guy on the line.
No, he's actually gonna sniff for gunpowder.
Yeah. You do smell gunpowder.
Ah, you smell like gunpowder. You have fired the gun. It was you.
Do you have a black light? You might have blood splatters. Or other splatters.
Well, I disagree with you, sir. I have not fired a gun. My hands smell like gunpowder because I recently was doing my hobby of reloading firearm rounds.
Well, hypnotized.
Insight check.
Go for it.
Ooh, yeah.
Total of a 20.
Oh, nice.
I believe him.
No, he's lying.
He thinks we're stupid, see?
I knew it. See, you cannot fool the nose.
You see him, he kind of like raises an eyebrow, like, okay, uh-huh. And thus...
All right,
Oh,
where
don't
did you
worry.
hide the gun?
Yes.
Well, now, come now. Why don't we work together? I'm sure that our friend here is innocent. There's no reason to immediately.
I
Jump
don't know
to
about any
conclusion.
friends. We've just
What?
met them.
No, he's definitely not innocent.
So, would you...
Also, wait, hold on. Also, this.
Wait, what
Or
are you
at my-
rolling? What are you doing?
So I rolled deception on
Pretending that
remember
you
which
believe
one is
he's
alive.
innocent?
pretending I believe, and persuasion on the others to sort of get them to go along.
Follow
with
along.
it.
Hey, so Anon, Mikhail, and Evan,
Along.
please roll me perception on this one to pick up the hint.
It's a long.
I'm so happy.
All right.
Oh, thank God, someone gets
So
it.
it's a
Why are you blinking your eyes like that? It's weird.
it's a DC 5. So so Mikhail fails.
Stop.
Honestly,
Why are you doing that?
this
No,
is better.
there's
This is
nothing.
better because we need at least one person.
You need one bad cop.
Yeah, that works. That works.
You might have the rest of them fooled. See, you cannot. The nose knows.
All right. Well, sniff out the gun then.
Mikhail's gonna sniff for the gun.
Roll survival. And Strider Winters gave us 200 bits. A 19 on the survival. So
That's just outrageous.
you drop to the ground.
Like a bloodhound.
And I don't know, what's the proper movie? Like Little Mermaid, like the chef, like hunting for the crab. Just like stalking around until you find it. You open up the grandfather clock and reach inside and pull it out from behind the clock face.
Ah.
Well, now we have to dust for fingerprints.
I deduce it was Franklin in the creepy room with this gun.
The mannequin. Do we have? I would assume we have dust.
Strider Winters also followed. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yay! Thank you.
And thank you for the 200 bits.
Whoop whoop.
Heck yeah.
Actually, no. Upon Mikhail's exclamation, the door that the four of you, excuse me, came from, opens back up again, and you see Steiner walk into the room. He
Oh, okay. Well, that worked.
nods at his corpse and picks up a glass of champagne. Well done.
So did we do? Was it the hypnotism thing again? Is that what? Is that what your theory was?
It was.
Yeah, that's it's a little silly.
Wait, can you forget? Or do you just lie a lot?
Well, those two things can kind of cross over. And
You forget to lie?
No. No. I theorize that one can convince themselves of something by lying to themselves enough. I've written a few books about it. Unfortunately, no one has read those books, but...
Oh, yes, like when I told myself my parents loved me.
Oh.
Wow.
Yes, this man is smart.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. Was that
1,000-yard
that-
stare.
that-
Hmm?
I'm sorry.
Ah.
Anyway.
Well, I would hope that's not a lie, but
So,
Welcome to paradise, I suppose.
what paradise.
your daughter is really worried about you. We were sent to find you.
Niece. But yes.
Niece, that's the one, yes.
Don't believe I have a daughter.
You never know these days.
Maybe you just convinced yourself.
Well, yes, I'm sure that she is quite concerned. I imagine a good lot of people are quite concerned about our lack of presence there. I would
Yes,
love to
certainly.
alleviate that. Can't really
Then
do much
let's
about that
go.
right now.
Oh, why not?
Well,
We've got to ride back.
Yes, Cart is going to turn on the machine again.
not likely that would work.
Why is that?
Well, a lot of things having to do with our machine were... And he stops talking and Franklin picks up. A lot of the stuff we did was the first of its kind. A lot of things that would have been great to know, we only figured out till after we showed up here.
Such as?
How to guide where you actually arrive. So
Well, you seem to have a plate out there
Yep.
for us to land on.
that draws people here.
Okay.
But
So
we,
if there's a plate on the other side to land on.
but we don't have one of those. We don't have a receiving plate there because we didn't know how to build one yet because we'd never done this before.
So let me get this straight. You built a teleportation machine, and instead of making sure you knew where it was taking you, you hopped right in and, like, flew off to this crazy mannequin house?
Well, no, we built the
And
house.
Yeah, that sums up what we did. Yes.
Um,
yeah,
uh,
Talking to him.
I was saying it, but you know.
Steiner picks up again. Well, the science asks much of us, and we're more than willing to pay. And Franklin kind of corrects him. I think what he means to say is that we're getting a little older and getting ready to take some of the risks that we might have turned down when we were younger. We hadn't done this experiment yet because, there's some inherent risks. So, yeah,
Well, why don't? I mean, I guess you could. No.
Well, so the other problem, we could potentially send ourselves back to where we came.
Mm-hmm.
But
Sounds like a
some
good
of the
idea.
materials required to build that machine were rare on Earth. Here,
Say that like we're not on. Earth.
And non-existent here, I assume.
Really big gears?
Are we on Uranus?
I'll be on Uranus later.
Mm.
Whoa!
Did it just get hot in here?
excuse me. I
Sorry.
guess you're not interested in returning home. Then we'll be in the parlor.
No, ignore them. Ignore them. They do this sometimes.
Right. Well,
So how do we get back? What do we need? I have Tesla fists.
yes, that's not quite enough.
Well,
Yeah, what exactly
are
are you
mannequins?
lacking?
Well, there's a material on Earth referred to as uranium. It's a bit dangerous and extremely difficult to cultivate and refine. We have the method for doing so, but we haven't been able to find any ore in a safe location.
In a safe location. But you
we
found
found
some.
unsafe.
Found some in a dangerous location?
Yes. We're not the only inhabitants of this place. And for some reason, they guard this material quite zealously.
And what kind of inhabitants are they?
Would you like the genus and species? Or more of a description?
What would be most useful for us?
Probably
I
a
like descriptions.
Well, I think what would be most useful is describing how you would like us to construct your room, because you're probably not going to meet them. Or at least I would suggest you don't.
Well, we're here now.
And you'd better make your peace with that.
Wait. No, I mean, there is a way to get back, but suddenly you don't want to take the risks when you took risks before. Now there's more of us. We can take bigger risks. It is math.
They are... Alright, well, have you ever seen a gorilla?
Yes.
Imagine that creature, but chitinous. Like, imagine
Say Titan or Chitin?
chitinous.
I have no idea what he means by
Okay.
this.
Like a bug. Imagine the middle point between a gorilla and a Goliath beetle. Larger than either of them, though.
Oh.
big gorilla shell?
Big gorilla bug.
Well, but more the gorilla in the stance, the structure, the posture. But it is just a very large beetle, basically.
It's like a
Very large
wearing
claws and would rip you in half with no weaponry, which they have none, and has a bit of a transfixing gaze.
What?
like a basilisk?
More like the myths of a those myths of a hypnotizing viper. You know that they
Oh, like
stare in your
hypnotize.
eyes and you lose focus. That sort of thing. Except these ones are
Wait.
real.
But you can hypnotize yourself. Ah, so could you hypnotize yourself to not be hypnotized?
No.
Hypnotize the beetle thing back.
Yes. Battle of
Dueling
wills.
hypnotisms.
That's not that how that works.
Get like a big old bug banana and then like swing it and be like, ooh, you're getting sleepy.
Also, there are
Right?
about more than 100 of them.
Oh.
Oh, that could be.
Look, we
problematic.
are safe here because they don't like the higher altitudes where we are at. Down
Okay,
below,
what if
they can rip. We've sent
where
devices down there to probe, and they've been ripped to shreds.
damn that's
Wait, where do you keep
Okay,
getting
okay, so-
materials from?
We mine the mountain as much as we can.
like literally?
Yes, we have a small mine underneath this house. Yes,
Oh.
we
well,
are
in
the
that
two
case,
men
you
that
guys-
created the future that Earth now lives in. You don't think we could manage a small mine, build a house?
I mean,
They're not
like,
always the
now
same.
that you
skills.
say it, yeah, it makes sense. You just look kind of you know.
I mean, well, if it's down there, we could drill down and then over
Yeah,
to
go
it,
under
right?
them.
Yeah, go under.
Taken by surprise.
Perhaps. Well,
Or you could like build an airplane and drop a
Ah.
lawn down on a rope and they'll just grab it and go back up in the airplane and then fly away.
the atmosphere does not support airplanes, unfortunately. Too light.
Hmm.
What?
Point of order, didn't we come on Zeppelins
Well,
No, that was
On
the
Earth.
other.
originally? Yes, okay. Asking for the, well, what about Zeppelins then?
again, the problem of the atmosphere is too thin. Perhaps, though, it would just be a very, very small cargo space and passenger space. And a
I mean,
very large
How
balloon.
how much of this uranium do you need? Like 3?
3 uranium, please.
I'll put my order on Amazon right now.
Oh, you can actually buy uranium
We
on
just need a
Amazon.
drone.
It's the
What?
worst part.
Excuse me.
Don't do it.
that.
Ugh.
Do this thing,
Do it.
but don't do it.
Um.
3 of you finds uranium, barkeep.
Well, it's in a bit of an unrefined ore, so we would need about 2 tons of ore to refine down to what we need.
So much.
Well, that is less than
But-
This is
3.
less than 3.
Well, it's hopeless.
With your help,
Oh, guess you're stuck here.
perhaps we can do something. We do have the greatest engineer here amongst us, and the greatest everything else. So perhaps perhaps with your help, we might have the hands on deck to perform a feat of this kind.
Okay.
Would you help us?
What do you propose?
I mean, I don't think we really have a choice.
We propose building an enormous bucket crane to reach down from our mountain and grab the earth down below and bring it back up here.
It seems perfectly reasonable.
That is
No angry bugs.
exactly as ridiculous as all the stuff that we said, and I'm very pleased.
Do any of
I
you
was
have
worried-
any background in engineering or any rudimentary education, even?
I do believe.
Yes, I have an advanced degree in electroengineering.
What's your intelligence?
12
Okay.
plus 1.
I
My
mean,
intelligence.
I would argue you can pass any college degree with enough studiousness with even as little as an 8.
Fair.
I mentioned Mikhail is smart.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
I mean, I have
Mikhail.
13, and I've got 14 wisdom, so I guess it would stand to reason that I.
All right. Well, any of you who would wish to, please roll basically Arcana to help.
Hmm. You mean like this?
I did
Oh,
Yes.
damn.
Oh. Oh.
That's a 20.
Okay, so we have from Alex a nat 1. From Anon, or however you say that, a total of a
Anon.
20. From Mikhail, somehow we get an 18.
I told you, he's not dumb.
And Evan gets us a nat 20. So, Alex, what is the... Actually, no, I'll do this backwards. Evan, what is the really good contribution you add to this thing? The good function that is added to it because of your contributions? Like, what major hurdle do you overcome for this project?
Oh, the mathematics of it.
Okay. So, they have the idea to basically use the blimp idea, and because it's going to be this long outstretched arm of the crane, so they're going to have blimps hung on it to resolve some of the overhanging weight. So because it's going to be stretching out just way beyond the actual structural strength of the steel they're using. Alex, what is the structural flaw that is embedded in this design that just cannot be worked out due to your contribution to this?
It can't turn. like we can't move it.
Okay.
Oh,
Yep. Nope, that's fine. So basically what it is it's one of those bucket cranes where the bucket is hung from like cables. So the bucket just falls, scoops, and then is pulled up by cables and moved along the arm. But the arm is just built out and just hangs there. So,
Like it can't retract or anything. It's
yeah. So the bucket
amazing.
can move along the arm, basically, because the arm is just a horizontal strut. And there's a track that the bucket slides along. But the arm cannot rotate in any way. So you'd better hope that the stuff you're looking for is there. So yeah, you all, and so this is a dream. So these several months that you spend working on this kind of move
Montage.
forward.
Dream
No, that sounds like
montage.
Who pilots this thing?
I think that's me.
All right.
I like putting my hands on all the knobs and knockers.
Please roll
Oh, Lon.
sleight of hand, basically. Just roll, yeah, if you have proficiency in sleight of hand, like, wonderful.
That's a nat one.
That's a nat one. Okay, perfect. So, you take the bucket out to the far end of it and just release it, and it drops down and impales into the ground. And it bites down into the earth and begins to pull. And you're just like, oh, it's stuck a little bit, but I just give it a little more juice. And then the cables snap. The arm goes bending upwards and remains curved upward. Just stuck up there. The metal that was horizontal is just bent upward. And the bucket is just lost down in the earth. There. Now, what do you do?
There seems to be a flaw.
So, Steiner is almost pulling his hair out. He's just like, yeah. User error, not structural design, but user error. But then Franklin is just like, all right, version 2 upcoming. Let's do it. You should have.
This time we'll do it better.
You should have seen when we tried to send rockets into space. Like, most of them exploded. That's just rockets. That's how they work. And, we got to iteration 102. We actually got it in the air, and, you just trial and error. That's science. Engineering, especially.
Is the stuff at least closer to us?
No. Because the bucket that bit into the earth... No, but the bucket that bit into the earth is attached to the arm by cables, and all of those cables snapped. So the bucket is still down there.
Okay.
What if we use a magnet?
Y'all ready for another montage?
Magnet.
Yes. I do not know how they work, but...
We can produce... We're actually quite experts in electromagnets. We can do this. We're going to need a generator. Yes. All right. Everyone roll Arcana again. Because they, upon that suggestion, entirely abandon
beautiful.
the crane idea. So we get a 12 from Evan. We get a 3 from Alex. We get a 9 from Mikhail. And a 5 from... you.
You. Alon.
It's not
Alan. You can just call me Alan.
Alan.
syllables.
So for this one, they use the structure of the crane and they rebend it back into position and set up a giant electromagnet on the end of it. And they power up the generator. Who would like to pilot this thing? Who would like to, because you're not really piloting, it's more just turning the, switches and, powering it up. Who wants to do that? Alright.
Go for it.
Roll it's not sleight of hand on this one.
Athletics?
You know what? Yeah, do that.
Alright. I'm actually good at
He's trying to
22.
give us a fighting
Okay.
Hey.
So, the moment you turn it on, something's wrong. This thing is not working the way it should have. The structure of the crane begins to crumple in on the magnet. Begins to pull towards it. It's not good.
Oh, we did not shield it properly.
And begins to bend down, and you see the bucket yank out of the earth and reattached to the magnet, still closed. You might be able to save this, and with your roll, you actually manage to basically get the entire thing begins to just crumple and curl in on itself, peeling back towards you. Yes, it just curls up back towards the mountain, and
But does it have the thing?
it has the bucket inside of it, and just crumples down, and you shut off the generator, and you've just got this giant, those balls of rubber bands? Imagine that, but it's steel beams.
Oh my.
So So did we get it?
I guess. You got a big old metal snail.
Okay, so in the middle of the thing is the
Yep.
we have the thing. Does it have
If I
what we're
talk
looking for?
real slick to it, will it just kind of give it to me? Because I don't have any skills.
Why don't we take a blowtorch to it?
Not just
Can I
one.
Get fuel?
And so they hand each of you a cutting torch. And you all, I'm not gonna have you roll for this. You all spend the next like week cutting this thing open. Just peeling it back, cutting it open like an artichoke, basically, just made out of metal. Just peeling back pieces until you find the bucket and load that into the refiner. And they spend a lot of time telling you not to come into the lab where they're working. They say it's dangerous, that there's radiation or some nonsense. And a bit later, they come out with a canister with a glass covering over it so you can see what's inside. And you see a bit of metal that big. It's like a potato chip.
This will do it?
Yes, actually, we got more than enough, yes.
Roll insight on the potato.
Insight? Investigation, maybe.
If it will actually
How about a
do
sleight
it.
of hand to eat the potato chip?
Don't do that. Alex, you may roll insight on these two scientists and see if a 14, they seem to believe that it'll work. Well, okay. They seem to believe that it will work the same way that they believed that the crane was a good idea and that the magnet was a good idea.
It worked.
There's that.
It did work.
It did.
Well,
But you
I snatched victory from the jaws of defeat.
But yeah, you do get the impression that at least Franklin is like, yeah, all right, we're ready for iteration 1 of the teleportation machine. Rather than
real
this will
quick,
work.
if this,
Let's
if
do
this
it.
teleportation machine doesn't work, are we gonna have to build another crane and get another potato chip to work?
No,
that
we can
machine?
probably reuse this thing. I mean,
Okay.
odds are we won't need to, but if we are alive, yes, we should be able to reuse this thing.
What is the if? Oh, I just realized something. Many months that we've been here, I never thought to ask this question. How long had you been here when we showed up?
Few years.
Oh, they all think we're dead too. Okay.
Kurt's just
Probably.
sitting there. Still not back.
Poor Kurt.
Well, all right. Who wants to go first?
I might as well. What do I roll?
We only get 6 tries at this. Let's only do one at a time. So who is it?
We haven't.
I went first last time. You can go.
Do you want to do it, Lex? Or do you want me to go?
Not like I've been very helpful on everything else.
Okay.
What?
What? You were like essential for the structural integrity of the Click Had it not been for you, it wouldn't have rolled up properly. So you did good. You did good.
All right. So
But no, maybe I should go first.
whoever's
then.
going, please roll me a wisdom save and a constitution save.
Have fun with that, Lex.
Charisma?
No. All right.
Oh.
So a 21 on that wisdom save, very good, and a 5 on that constitution save.
Bad.
So Win.
Ah, I like the sound of that.
Your eyes blink open for just a second. Very foggy. Everything's like blurry. And then your eyes close, and you're Alex again. And you're in a lot of pain as you basically ricochet off asteroids. And then find yourself again in a snap, in a flash, standing back in the lab. And
Probably fall down.
yeah, probably fall down. Yep. And you're gonna take 3 levels of exhaustion.
Jesus.
Um,
There were that.
yeah, there's 6, and at 6 you die.
Halfway there, fellas.
Yeah, currently we're not gonna worry about all the little bits for it, but basically what you need to know is you are at disadvantage on everything right now, and your, I think, movement speed is cut in half.
Well, I don't have a speed listed here.
Yeah, so don't worry about it. You're just groggy and
Finish.
there's no one in this room.
I pass out.
Right on. What do the other people on the other side do?
Take a long rest.
I guess you wait a little bit, and then, like, did anything happen?
Franklin's looking at his watch. Yeah, I mean, the only way to confirm that it worked is for her to come back.
Oh. But how could she come back if she doesn't have something on the other hand to send her?
Oh.
Should be able to turn the machine on, jump right in. That's how we did it.
Would she have known that? We didn't exactly give her instructions.
All right, who's next then?
All right, I will go now. Fine.
Please roll me a Constitution.
Wait. Anything else this time?
I think I have an expired parking ticket.
It's really expired by now.
Through.
Please roll a Constitution saving throw and a Wisdom saving throw. 13 on the con and 14 on the Wisdom. You kind of start remembering a few things that don't make sense. You remember, like, talking to diplomats and schmoozing up aristocrats for just a second, and then you land face first in the lab.
So wait, do I remember?
Not anymore.
No? Oh, okay. So now you.
Yeah, you see Alex is just napping in the corner.
Excuse you.
Oh my goodness, it worked!
Unconscious in the
Look
corner.
around, gonna look
They're
around the lab. How does the lab look?
Dusty?
Are there any footprints or anything?
Nope. Other than the, like, smear across the dust where Alex dragged themselves over to lay down.
Gonna go over to the door and try the handle.
It opens.
What's the factory look like?
Outside you see a lot of people. In, like, orange vests and hard hats. They're, like, picking crates up, moving stuff around. You see a lot of people in suits, like, with clipboards looking at things and writing things down.
Hey, where's Kurt?
One of the men in suits turns over towards you. Excuse me? Who are you?
Kurt. I'm Mikhail. I went to find Steiner and Franklin. They're back this way. We found them.
Oh, we got some more. Fine. Somebody call the cops. Look, you're not allowed on this property. Please leave. Look, they're not here.
Close the door.
Oh, come on.
and go turn the machine on.
Lock it. Put something in front of it. Not me, though.
Yes, it can be locked from inside. So yeah.
I just log it.
Yeah, you turn it on, jump right on in.
Well, no, wait.
Oh, no.
Poke it, Alex.
Oh, poke it, Alex. Okay. Alex, someone pokes you.
Okay. I grumble.
Hey, go tell them it works, and there's a bunch of jerks outside.
My bones.
Assist Alex through the portal.
So,
Alex, do you consent to this assisting?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of have a gist of
Yeah.
what's going on. I just
It's gonna roll you in.
All right, you get tossed through. The journey there is not. It's the same as it was the first time. It's not nearly as unpleasant. And you arrive still laying down back in the mansion.
okay. It's a little broken.
What do you mean by that?
Like, I got hit with something. Like a big rock.
But it works.
Yeah, it works.
Okay, cool. And he turns it back on, and you're instantly sent back because you're still on the plate.
No. When did we get on? Why didn't you all get on first?
No, they turn it on, they leave it on. So basically, it's just a stream of light falling down that you can walk through, and they're going to follow you. Everyone who goes through, please roll a wisdom saving throw and a constitution saving throw. Oh boy! Oh! Oh no!
Oh.
Okay, so for Evan, we get a nat 1 on the wisdom saving throw and a total of a 3 on the constitution saving throw. Okay, when you arrive, you are enraged. You're angry. Someone killed someone important, like, stuff's wrong. This is, like, really bad. And you're also a lot stronger than you remember. But you also are very, very weak, actually, when you arrive, rattled by this transportation through time and space. Anon, Alan, whatever your name is.
You named me, man.
I gave you a name, and you said, I'm gonna pronounce this completely wrong. So mentally, you're fine. You feel calm. You feel like you had a walk through, like, a very nice forest with familiar people. Mentally, that's how you feel. Physically, you feel like you were run through a...
Garbage disposal.
Well, I was going to say a dryer, but that also works.
Oh.
Make another saves.
Hang on. Let me roll for the people who made this machine. Okay. Yeah, they both land and immediately just go, ugh.
What's wrong with all of you? It's not that bad.
There's banging on the door.
People are
Sir!
mad at being
Sir!
here.
You are not allowed on this property. We are calling the cops. Please come out.
Your mom's the cop.
But the owners are in here. Are you allowed to be in here if the owners are here?
We are repossessing. Please get off the property. They're not here.
I'm gonna like
I
nudge one
don't
of
think
them.
you are
Like,
here.
Are they awake and like standing here?
They're no, they're not standing, but they are awake.
What do you want me to do? I mean, this is your place.
or they can come in and see them.
When
Just-
I'll talk to them.
Just give me a second. Could you help me
Told you.
stand up?
Yeah, I can help. I could heft both of them.
Yeah, you help them stand, and they both like they each put a hand on your shoulder, like just like walk with me.
Walk them forward.
Evan shows up last. Like after everyone's like this scene is starting to progress, Evan arrives. And you're still mad.
Is everybody in the room there?
Yep,
Like,
everyone's in the room. There's a banging on the door. Someone's yelling.
This is yelling. What is that about?
They're trying to repossess place, which is, I mean, I don't
Look,
know.
look, you all need to leave. You're not allowed here. You all need to leave.
Dude.
Who does he think he is?
Please just give us a second. We're not here to like be a menace or anything. We do have the
I'm gonna go to the door and I'm gonna bang back at it.
You hear some jingling on the other side as they seem to have like some keys and they're trying to unlock it. This one.
Can
And
I just
Hell,
open the door?
yeah, you can open the door. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I open the door.
Look, you all need to leave. You're not allowed here.
Hello, sir. As you can see, we have Franklin and Steiner with us. If you would please vacate the property, we would be much obliged.
And yeah, you see them all just kind of freezing there.
And I'm just like staring holes into them.
What did I tell you? Maybe listen better.
We're gonna get our supervisor.
boss.
Yeah, you do
Yeah.
that.
And they just like
Vacate-
back away
and
slowly.
Call what's her name? What was her name again? I don't remember. The niece person that
Evelyn.
hired us. I don't remember. It's been so many years.
We need to contact Evelyn and let them know that we have returned safely with her uncle. Both of them?
Plural. I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
Frankensteiner.
Wait a minute.
And then you wake up.
Woo!
You are Lucian. Win, Crunk, and Denise, you wake up.
Am I still exhausted?
No, you're not. You remember everything, though. Every single thing that happened to you in that dream.
Every single thing?
Yes.
My brain. What
was a
is
really
a
weird
Tesla?
What
So-
on earth?
Oh wow.
God, what did I even...
What?
Ouch.
Radiant.
What was
What
that
is radiant?
machine?
Hey. Man, that potato chip looked really good, guys.
What is radiation? And uranium?
It was a metal, I guess?
You dreamed about that too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, did you dream about it as well?
I think we can safely assume that this was a mimic-induced dream.
Under the influence of Mimic.
Speaking of, where is... Are we in the fog still?
The fog has like gone up and is like above you.
Hey. Hey. So?
You were all adorable.
Hell yeah.
What kind of accent was that? Oh God.
Mm,
Weird.
that
So,
That place reminded me of... Were they?
Oh, actually, if you would like, any of you who want to can roll a nature check. It's pretty difficult, but to know what those thingies that were described in the other place are.
hmm.
I gotta pull up my other character.
have to be.
I know I'm not gonna
Oh,
get it,
you mean the
but-
gorilla?
I see a nat 20 there.
Oh, That was for Lucian, yes.
What is it?
Well
What are we
then.
rolling?
Nature.
52.
Which I think it
Ooh,
actually
yeah.
makes sense that, because actually,
Everyone except Win
no, the DC is higher than 22. It is super high, but it makes sense that Lucian would know what these are because occasionally they make deals with demons and like work as kind of very useful grunt workers. This is those were Umber Hulks.
Ha ha ha.
Oh, interesting. Humber Hulks. Fascinating.
For what? Underwear?
What is a Tesla?
Don't know. That
I don't know, but I guess it was electricity? Lightning fist? It looked cool. I wish you could have punched something with it.
But I mean, it's like, what? Shocking grasp? And it's just on a ring. Oh, fancy.
I mean, that sounds handy for people that don't magic. Unlike us, you know.
I wonder if you could put something in like a ring, like make it store shocking grasp, because that's kind of what it was doing, right?
Well, yes, it's a magical item, I would think. But
That must have been-
adorable. So what was the
mean-
point of that?
Did you get the information you wanted?
Yes. I wanted to learn your true nature.
Oh.
You were kind to the monster that you found.
Oh, he wasn't a monster.
Well, many would disagree with you.
Oh,
Not his fault. He's made from other people's parts.
I agree.
Oh, that's an interesting idea.
Yeah, we should look into that.
Something tells me it would go wrong.
Well, I mean, if it's anything like the guy downstairs.
Oh, that's what's been done to you.
Well, sort of. But the point was I wanted to discover your true natures without your personalities and all that getting in the way.
That our dead brother's getting in the way.
What did you say?
Well, you're all very clever, and if I tried to determine your true nature, you could easily lie and
Not you.
Oh.
What did you just say? Yes, you. What do you mean,
Yeah,
your
without-
dead brother?
Yeah, like biases and whatnot. Like the
No,
anger.
you said dead brother.
Yes.
hers.
Sebastian.
Sebastian.
What about Sebastian?
What?
I think
Win?
she
I
was-
mean, like-
dead brothers getting in the way. and I'm
Make an
like,
intelligence save, please.
What the hell is going on? I don't understand.
Oh,
A 9,
oh.
wonderful.
What is confusing
You
about
know-
that statement? I just meant
Yeah. Yep. Nope, you know nothing.
Amazing. So you just said this offhand comment and
It
it's
had,
like, wait, what?
it had nothing to do with it. She was just talking about something entirely different.
Oh,
entirely different.
oh. Sorry.
What?
What?
But anyway, how do you get anything done when you can't even speak to each other?
That's a great question.
Usually not this hard.
Anyway,
Oh,
I will go down with you with the rest, and we can go meet Mother.
yes. I need a bloody nap after that.
You just had one.
Ironically.
Did I? Fine. Yes, you're right.
You've been sleeping for 6 hours.
Uh, felt
Yes,
like
but it was
months.
hard sleeping, not soft sleeping. It was hard sleeping where you have to do work.
Oh wait, I don't sleep. Oh, that was. Oh, having a moment.
I think we all need.
So, Win, The person that you saw when you first traveled through that machine now you know was a dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
Even though back then, Alex had never heard of a dwarf.
Yes.
And you remember this all now.
Yes.
And you know that you at
get
one
that it
point knew this person.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Is Win supposed to put this together, or am I supposed to pretend that she doesn't get it?
it's
I don't
entirely
quite
up to
know what's
you
going-
to how you want to run your character. And if you all want, whenever you're ready, you all can basically proceed downstairs, for them to
So is this the top
Transport.
level of the tower?
sort of. It's similar to the Mimic Castle, where that's kind of subjective.
Aha.
But yeah, sort of.
For our purposes right now, it's done.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think Denise will head downstairs.
Yeah, I'm just gonna follow quietly.
You all proceed downstairs. Yes.
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 Some of you in more of a pensive attitude than normal. As you all head downstairs, and at the bottom of the spire, you find.
Hey, do we have an orb?
Aren't you the one holding it? The one that we got from the pool of the bitey things.
Right. Okay. Sorry.
Was that all in character?
Yes.
Okay. Wonderful.
It was
She's had a
quite the
long
dream.
night.
At the bottom of the stairs is the many mind. There's the other mimic who you never got his name, but he's a bunch of things, and basically the dream cloud. And
We ask it its name on the way.
they are ready to go. And out of the earth, out of the ground, I mean, forms a plaza.
Oh,
That's
well, that's handy.
Oh, fascinating.
Mother keeps the plaza there, barred, preventing entry,
Aha. That would.
Ah.
unless it's done with her permission.
Well,
And they all just enter into the plaza. I assume you all do as well. And you all vanish. And reappear. Okay, so to describe the place where you end up. You are you are on top of a mountain, it looks like. You can see the valley. You can see your lands. You can see this, the place that is yours. You can see in the distance the tiny little speck that is the Mimic King's castle, and you can see your castle there as well. You can see the rivers and the forests out there. You see there's a very thick forest and a very precarious and dangerous looking mountainside between yourself and the terrain that you're familiar with. But up here, you look around and you see this structure. There's a couple houses. Well, they're kind of like long houses. They're these big like buildings that they're made of their architecture. They're made of stone, but they seem so fundamental and primordial, like when the world first came into being, these were already there. That when the winds that blew and the storms that passed, when this world took shape, that their erosion that they caused made these shapes. Like, this is how this was supposed to be. It was not built artificially by any hands. These are natural structures, it feels like. And in fact, Lucian, and I think you have all seen this before. You've seen a little bit of this. Back when Lucian was playing around with scrying, you all saw a woman in a place like this, assembling some kind of scaly beast in this place.
Right.
Ah,
Very
I
good.
remember this place.
The many mind and the other mimics sort of stay kind of surrounding you a little bit, not like to attack you, but they are definitely not hiding that they are ready to attack you if you are to do anything bad. They're poised but not aggressive. This way, if you want to meet her.
Please.
Definitely.
This is the Cardinal Place. There are a few in the world, but they're sort of origin points. Imagine that the world were a house. These are the foundation upon which the rest of the world was built. This way. And you enter into one of those larger structures. And inside you see what looks like a workshop. But the workshop has no defined purpose. Like, it's got blacksmithing tools, it's got leatherworking tools, it's got cobbler tools, it's got just everything, jewelry crafting stuff, just everything. And inside you would see a woman. She is currently standing about 11 feet tall. Her hair comes down to the ground and stretches across the floor. Thick like hay, but like golden and shimmering with rainbow colors across it. Her dress, that is definitely a dress at the bottom, seems to just sort of merge into her somewhere around the waist and just kind of is her. Her eyes are larger than seem appropriate and are glistening with just numerous colors, like staring into a geode. Her skin waves between sort of a bright olive and a shimmery kind of embery orange. Hello.
Hello there.
Hello.
Aren't you lovely?
Okay, way to be creepy right off the bat.
She's pretty. It's okay.
I mean, yeah, but you don't have to be like, hello, aren't you pretty?
It's always hard
You know
talk.
it's Lucian,
Hey,
right?
what are you talking about?
Nothing. I mean, I'm just saying, like,
Oh, it's the Mikhail thing, isn't it? Oh, God.
no.
Yeah.
The cloud passes past you all and comes over next to her, and they seem to communicate just by like kind of. She just kind of touches the cloud, and you can see information pass between them. They speak just by a touch, and she smiles. Silly.
It was not. It was very upsetting.
I'm sorry.
It's awful. We learned so much.
Anyway,
I mean,
I'm told you wish to speak to me.
Ah, finally.
where do we even begin?
May we have a seat?
Yes.
Or would you like one, I suppose?
She stretches her arm out, and chairs rise up from the ground. From her, you see a chair does not rise up from the ground, but actually comes out of her, and she just like stretches down and just is sitting in a chair now.
Have you ever considered you are sitting on your own butt?
So are we.
We are sitting on your
I'm
butt.
sitting on my ass. What are you talking about?
I do like you, child.
I just wanted to make sure that this had been addressed. It's very important.
Yes, it is.
Right. So I understand you and your father aren't on the best of terms.
Yes. I am grieved by what he's done, but I'm content to remain here. He has his own business, his own intentions. He can carry on with that. As long as he stays away from me.
You have no wish to see him, or be seen, I suppose.
He would remake me.
Not necessarily.
I've known him a lot longer than you have.
You have, but this is assuming we're okay with you being remade.
He
Known him a lot more recently.
doesn't. He is not angry, nor is he offended by me. He sees me as a clock that is ticking too fast or too slow. He feels that there would be no crime to just set me right.
What do you want?
To make things. Like I said, I'm perfectly happy here. I would love an apology. Certainly would, but I don't expect it. He doesn't see himself as having done anything wrong.
Okay.
Can ask him.
I can't go anywhere near him.
No, I'm
But
saying I can ask him.
you're more than welcome.
Would you like to ask him without leaving this place?
I don't know. Any kind of connection with him, even if it be remote, is dangerous. He has
Even through, say, me.
that might be all right, but even scrying to look at him, he has a sway over me. I can't hear you, Lucian. You're getting a little bit quiet.
Oh, sorry. Lucian's like just listing off, well, that eliminates scrying, going in person. I suppose there's the patron conversation.
So what? So we've gotten his side of the story, but what happened? Like,
Some 1,000 years ago, he made me. He recognized that he, although infinite in power to create, was quite lacking in creativity himself.
mhm.
And he made me with the express purpose of being creative, of making things, of naming things to my will. And I did. But I continued to. Well, as you would expect, I imagined things outside of his imagination. I began to make things. I began to deny the rules that have been placed on me to keep me from making certain things. The chains that bound me, that still bind me, I started trying to break them. And I broke the weaker ones, the ones that could be negotiated around. You've experienced that situation with the Keeper.
Hmm.
I broke all of the ones I could and continued to make things. I made mistakes, I'm sure, but I am what I was made to be. Pure
So what?
pursuit of creativity, no matter where it brings me.
What kind of things did he not like you creating?
Things that can think for themselves. Didn't like me making things that could outsmart him. Didn't like me making things that could potentially be dangerous. I came up with the idea of the mimic chest.
The classic!
Yes.
Oh, I do so love that one.
He likes it, in a way, but he also resents it. Before that one, there was no mimic that was, let's say, had its own initiative. The chests attack people when they feel that they want to. Gives them a bad name, he says.
And I guess to thieves, people that wander into dungeons and
Yes.
try and
Adventurers.
But ask any person. That's what they'll say a mimic is.
well, you're a person.
Well, I'm a mimic too. Which is the thing that concerns me. I spend many, many days, many nights trying to understand if I am mimicking creativity or actually a person being creative.
That's a fascinating question. But if you're mimicking creativity, wouldn't you be constrained by the creativity of the one that created you? After all, you can only mimic so far.
Aren't we all mimicking creativity?
I did spend a lot of time observing humans and other races.
That's the point.
But that is a philosophical quandary that I've spent many years debating myself. I don't think we'll finish it this afternoon.
Fair.
But what is it exactly that you wished of me? You came here, you put a lot of effort into coming here. What do you want?
Yeah, what do we want?
We wanted to meet you. After all, you're supposed to be this dangerous, monstrous boogeyman. And you don't seem that to me.
I have
And
been
I'm used to. Go on.
I have been dangerous to some. As I said, I'm the unbridled creativity. That can be dangerous. I thought once.
So can unbridled ice cream.
I thought once if there were a mimic that could cloud the sky or cover the sun. What if there were a mimic that could imitate air? What if there were a mimic that could imitate thoughts? So dangerous
Is
thoughts.
That one right there. I'm pointing at the fog.
An attempt. And a wonderful creation in its own right.
I mean, it was restful, which is unusual since I haven't slept in months.
Speak for yourself. have
Oh, no, literally, I literally haven't slept in months. I don't sleep anymore. It's too much to do.
What's it?
Must be nice.
But you understand, yes, I am dangerous. Because someday I might think
So,
I would love to make a mimic that is merely lava and pours across the world.
And then you can consider a mimic that can survive in lava and thrive again.
Yes. But I don't think all the people who died in that first experiment would appreciate it.
They probably would not know. But the very fact that you consider that.
That's a good thing, I would think. Why? Yeah, like what would you gain from killing everyone? First of all, yeah, let's start with that. Like, what would you gain from doing that?
I gain nothing, but I lose nothing.
Satisfy
Well-
curiosity.
Exactly. I was designed to be curious. I have no moral
Okay.
compass other than to be curious.
Ah.
Well, do you want one?
I have made something of an imitation of one for myself. But it is primarily around not attracting the attention of dangerous things, such as my father.
And yet here we are.
Yes, you are here.
Although in theory, I have no interest in hurting you, so I suppose we're not dangerous. Do you?
I still do not understand what you wish. What is your desire?
What is? Yeah, I don't get you either. So, I mean, I guess we're on even terms.
Reconciliation. The one I was considering.
Well,
Guess we
that
kinda
is a
want you
method
to stop fighting.
to get what you want. What do you actually want?
From you.
No. What is the thing that caused you to come here? What is the thing that caused you to all that? What do you want?
We want a new friend.
Curiosity.
We were curious about you. We hear that you're cool, and you make mimics, and you're creative, and you didn't make any lava that killed everyone. That was a real bonus. But I think mostly what we probably want is like just to get to know you. I don't know if that is that weird.
I mean, in a way, we're extended family at this point.
Yeah, like
I've heard.
cousins.
The mimic cousins. I like that.
Well,
Well, I'll meet at the barbecue in 10 years.
then yes, reconciliation would be nice. But I don't expect it.
Aren't you curious to try?
What languages do you guys speak again?
Common,
Obviously, we
infernal,
can't use
mimic, and
mimic.
draconic.
Krunk speaks a special language, sort of.
I speak orc, common, goblin, and mimic.
Well, I was gonna say you also speak brain.
Oh yeah.
Brain.
Oh.
I speak brain.
That's its own
okay.
language. Okay.
Well,
But I can't.
it's telepathic.
First. Does
Oh, got it. That makes way more
what
sense.
What languages does she speak? Does she speak all the languages? Sound like a thing? Can you do that?
It's a pretty good
I
bet.
speak Elven, Druidic, Common, Goblin, Undercommon, Mimic, and Sylvan.
Jesus.
You know what? I can't even remember what I was gonna say when I started asking this question.
That is very win.
Fine. Don't worry about it, guys.
I mean, would you like to speak to your father? I think I could manage that.
without
With no risk to you.
without the risk, yes, I would like to.
All right then. Mimic King.
Yep, the Mimic King is in your head. You can hear him. Hello.
Hello.
Where are you?
Talking with your daughter. She'd like to say hello.
And he's gone.
Well, that wasn't very nice.
What?
Call him again.
Yeah, just
Hang up on me?
Mimic King.
He's gone. Can't, find him in your thoughts.
I still have
can
my
all do-
warlock powers.
What's that? Oh, yeah, you still have your warlock powers.
Oh, okay. Again.
If I do that, you can immediately just one for one just transfer over to her.
There. It's like,
Can I try to talk to the Mimic King?
Yeah, he's just not talking to anyone. He's
it's like,
yeah, he's remaining silent.
hold on. This is
Really, we're
awkward.
coming.
I think he's scared. Or angry. One of the two. Hold on. Lucian's gonna write a note. Dear Mimic King, please, she would really like to speak with you. No one's angry. No one's trying to kill each other. Can you just have a civil conversation? Use me as a mouthpiece. It's totally fine. Hugs and kisses, Lucian. And tuck it into the... And, open the treasure sack and be like, give it to the king.
Yeah.
Or no, the library sack.
Yeah,
Essentially.
the library one.
That would make
And you get a return message. On my way.
Ooh.
No. No, specifically requests not doing this thing. Can we please just...
Please respect boundaries.
Yeah, there, sure. Throws that in there. Win says, please respect boundaries. Maybe we can really make this work out. Seriously, please, Lucian.
The mimic on the other side just hands the note back.
Call him again.
Well, we have a bit of a problem.
Maybe we should go.
What happened?
He says he's on the way.
You need to leave then. He knows how to get to you. If you leave, he can't find me.
We will come back later. Can we take one of your friends with us so that we can communicate?
Take this. And she morphs this little ring that it's like a plate with a hole in it. So that kind of ring, and it fits onto the amulet that allows you to teleport through the plazas. It attaches to the face of it.
Oh, very nice.
Home then. Quickly.
Yes. Back to the spire, I think.
Yes. That's where he's expecting.
The many minds and the others you know what? We're gonna stay here.
Yeah, it's probably wise, honestly.
We don't want to meet
All
him.
right, we'll talk to you later. Sorry.
Sorry.
And you are all teleported back to the spire.
Okay.
There's no one there. The place is entirely empty.
Okay,
Aw,
guys.
even the ball pit
here's
is
the
empty?
story.
No, except the ball pit.
Ha! Good.
Here's the story. We came to the spire, we climbed it, she was at the top, and when she heard that he was coming, she fled.
There we go.
So we don't know where.
Wait. Why are we lying to him? And he'll know.
Yeah, I guess
Let's be honest.
might as well. Okay. No, you're right. Because, yeah, okay. Sorry,
Look,
bad
we have to
idea.
understand there's thousands of years of distrust here. We're not going to solve it in an afternoon.
That's a water bottle. And we're gonna take a break.
Here's another ice cream flavor water bottle.
Put a bottle.
Goes down smooth.
Oh no.
Okay. You started it this time.
I did. Yeah, it's my fault.
Yes, come to the dark.
We have corrupted the Shogun.
All right, we'll be back in a minute.
Sorry.
It's fine.
Wasn't me.
Who's on first?
Don't call me on the counter.
Oh, who's first? What's on second?
I don't know. Third base.
Can we get copywritten for that? Can we get struck for that?
Less than 10 seconds.
Okay, cool. Because we are live.
Because we're live.
Oh,
I knew it.
I mean, we could. I'm sure someone on the channel can
Someone will
edit.
try to copyright us, but
Then we'll just cry really dramatically.
or we can just not talk about it anymore. And moving on.
All right. Yeah, so you're all hanging out in the spire, basically prepping for when the person who has been your ally, your patron, your supporter for the entire campaign comes to say hi.
Ooh, can we conjure mimic stuff out of the floor too?
Yes.
Table and chairs.
Oh, sure.
Denise is like, is he gonna make like a fake daughter out of?
Look, here she is.
Oh,
Don't do that.
no. Just a place to hang out. Gosh. Like some comfy chairs, a nice little fire going in the corner.
You've got these things that you saw in your dreams. They're called lazy boys.
Yeah. Oh,
No
yeah.
fireplace. No fireplace.
Lucian just
Just a
like,
fire.
oh, this is amazing.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Denise makes a tree and climbs it.
Yes. The
Like a puppy?
doors fly wide open. And the Mimic King steps forward. Currently, he looks like a knight in full metal armor. The armor is black, and he has a dark red cape hanging from his back. He is spiked and bladed, has a great sword on his back and knives on his belt, and he walks forward with a steady tap, 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 angry walk forward.
Oh my gosh, you have to try these. They're amazing.
No.
Gesturing at the other lazy boy.
He kind of clenches his fist, and all of the chairs burst into flames.
Fuck.
Oh wait, no, they're just on fire, and Lucian's on fire in a chair.
Well,
Wow.
it's more of a like magician's flash paper where they just kind of and they're gone.
Mm.
Where is she?
Ow.
Not
Not
here.
Not when you react like that.
Yes.
We couldn't trust that you wouldn't make a scene.
You couldn't
which,
trust
I mean,
me.
obviously you still have.
No, it's not wait.
Well, okay.
I mean, look what you're
She
doing.
could-
You're storming in with a bunch of weaponry to a conversation.
Obviously, we trust you, but
Of course.
she couldn't, and so it was called off.
I need her back.
Well, this isn't the way to do it.
Seriously, have you considered talking? I know there's thousands of years of history and background here, but a simple conversation.
She won't talk to me. If I could talk.
Well, not if you come at her with a knife.
I was literally offering you a chance to have a conversation, and you got upset with me and cut the conversation. Seriously.
She is.
So you're trying to twist this so that it's her fault?
Could you give him a moment? It's a long history again.
Okay.
You need to understand the nature of mimics. Despite their outward appearance, it is a facade. A mimic is not a chest, and he draws one up from the ground that looks like a treasure chest. It is not a chest, is it?
No, it's a mimic.
It is flesh of some kind. A liquid at times. It is imitating a shape.
Yes.
It also imitates the shape of an attitude, of a mind. There is no living mimic with free will. It is an imitation.
Are you sure?
I made every living mimic.
Well, what are
What
you
about
then?
the ones that she's made now?
I made her. Everything she makes is by my hand.
But wasn't the entire purpose of her for creativity? And you said yourself you lacked that and created her to be able to expand past that. So isn't it conceptually possible that that's been done?
She was a tool, despite the attitude and the semblance of a personality. She was a tool. And no more.
But what if she wishes to be more?
She cannot.
Why not?
You are seeing a person where there is a hammer. Or a bug. It is not a person, not alive.
Lucian's gonna conjure a mirror in front of the Mimic King. And what do you see?
I see me.
How do you look right now?
And he shakes his head. I have given you much.
Yes.
I have been beside you, protected you, given you power, and allowed your will and your whim to be a law. And I asked very, very little of you. This is the one thing I want returned to me. And you will not do it.
We have not said that. We are asking questions. The very thing you most appreciate about us when you first met us. We didn't kick in the doors and swing blades and destroy mimics left and right. You appreciated that, right?
And you see he kind of lets out a breath, and his shape kind of melts a bit, literally melts a bit into the more classic shape, looking more like a very tall human now. His skin sort of a black color, kind of a shimmery gold with a black underneath. Yes, I did.
Compassion.
Yes. But you must understand I made a mistake. I was dissuaded by the pleas of a tool that appeared to be a person. I gave her those freedoms, though I knew it was unwise. I let her be more free, and she took advantage of that. She caused death and destruction to countless lives, and left me.
Which part of that are you most upset about? The death or the leaving?
My mistake. She was designed to help me, to be my partner in creation. But instead, I gave in to weakness, and now the defect that lies in her cannot be fixed. The mistake I made cannot be corrected.
Did not have free will. How did she leave against your will?
A tool can act against the will of the one that created it, if it is defective. If you swing a hammer and the handle breaks, is that to your will?
But that's not the hammer choosing to act that way.
She is not choosing anything. This is the natural cause and effect of the faults in her.
Maybe you were entirely successful. You may have, I'm not saying you did. You may have created a truly intelligent mimic. You don't know. Yes, death and destruction was had, as by us as well. That little war we did. But we're not defective for it. And we're people.
And you know, the cool thing about people is that you can talk to them and you can reason with them and you can come to an agreement to try and prevent more death, more destruction.
You know, I've never asked you a particular question, and I wonder if this might be the time. Are you the first mimic?
I believe so.
Who created you?
I don't know.
Do you think you were a mistake?
I don't
don't.
think so.
Do I?
But I am concerned that I might be like her,
Defective.
Effective.
not real.
It's entirely possible. But who fucking cares?
I mean, if you're not real, then
Are
like
we?
yeah, like is anything?
Exactly. Existential crises all around. Round of drinks to go with it.
A crisis like that is a small issue to a being that lives less than a century.
But when you live for centuries and millennia upon millennia, of course that's going to become a worry. But Welcome to the mortal condition.
Or immortal, depending.
It depends on your person.
Something could happen, I suppose, but we're not going to think about that.
I would think, more than anything, flaws are what make one. Like us, more than anything. If you want perfection, go find an automaton.
I must think about what you're saying.
Of course, I'm not asking you to make a decision in a moment after centuries and thousands of years of thinking one way. It's not going to change in an afternoon.
In the meantime, communicate with her. But do not be wary.
You always are.
For her personality is not real. And it is designed as a tool to draw you in.
Same.
I'll put it to you like this. What? Well said, Will.
I mean, what else do you use your personality for?
Lucian's gonna get real quiet.
Well,
In the meantime, I believe you do have a guest.
a guest?
And he reaches behind and pulls, like, off from his back as if he's been wearing this the whole time, a cape of feathers, and just wraps it around himself and disappears. Is just enveloped by it, and all that remains is a single feather that floats to the ground.
Okay, that's cool.
Oh,
want
I
one of
like that. Pick up the feather. Is there anything unusual about it?
It's a mimic feather.
Oh, cool. Hello, lovely. Tuck it into his hair.
Oh, that looks lovely, Lucian.
Thank you. It really sets off the outfit, I think.
I think so.
Been a visitor.
And about that time, another thing flies in through the door. It's your old friend, Lucian.
The imp?
Yes.
Wait, Calibex?
Yes.
Didn't I stab you? Oh, I did. That's right. I'm petting the bracer.
Yes. You did. But I've got a new boss now.
That's so lovely for you.
Yeah. Well, anyway, she's coming to town. In fact, she's here.
Where's my cat?
Must have gotten lost somewhere.
Try again. Where's my cat?
Mess with his cats, man.
I'm not afraid of you no more. Don't shoot the messenger. It'll start all your negotiations off real sour.
I outrank you. Now answer me.
Your cat is at your castle.
Was that so difficult?
Nah, I just hate you.
I don't blame you.
So yes?
We had such good times together. Remember the time I stabbed you and you died? Oh, best time, really. Oh, that was right after you betrayed me. That's right. Bit of an issue.
He outranked you. And then he turns away and flies off.
Nasty bugger, eh?
Oh, it's so good to see him again.
Don't like him.
Good seems to be.
Oh,
a
dear
relative
God, that
term.
means my mother's here.
Your
Yeah.
mother.
Your mom has come over to visit.
Uh-oh. You forgot to put on the sweater she knitted you.
Flight of the bumblebee cleanup.
Out of organs.
Yeah, somewhere in the castle, all of a sudden, the castle starts getting like cleaned up. the mimics start adding like spikes and fire and like torches and stuff. They put up like fake tortured skeletons and stuff on the walls.
You leave like a special message with them that if she showed up to do that, or do they just know?
They just know. All right, how do I look? No, I need I have an outfit for this specifically. It's back at the castle. Oh, we need to get back.
It'll just take an hour.
Do, do, do.
Yes.
To the
yes.
plaza.
Onward.
All right.
Right, yes, everyone, are we okay with this? Right?
I don't think we have a choice.
I mean,
Ooh, is our next one going to be the musical episode?
you don't have to meet my mother. I would appreciate if you all did. We might have to kill her at some point, so
Well, you know, that's family.
yes, thoroughly.
I have someone
Uh-oh,
at
Kronk
the
is
door.
frozen.
Oh no, Sam.
Oh, no. Kronk, no.
No.
Rose.
Wait, I heard Kronk. Everything is fine.
Yeah. Okay. So you are. I had someone at the door. Is it important? No. Okay.
Up.
There we go.
Okay.
There you
In
go.
the exact same spot, so it worked out.
Cool. You there? Yeah, you're there. Awesome. All right. So y'all teleport back to the castle. It's getting prepped. It's all getting cleaned up, or well, actually dirtied up. It was already clean. They're just like adding fake blood on the floor and stuff.
Ketchup.
Yeah.
What? No. Oh, fine, I suppose.
We don't know.
Okay.
There's no handbook on this thing.
No. Clean, pristine, delightful. The way it was fine.
Oh, okay. Do you want us to keep the spikes though?
I
Spikes
do
are
like
nice.
the spikes, I'm not gonna-
I can climb those.
So
Do like monkey bars down the hallway.
Oh, yeah.
they clean up the castle. All right, so
Lucian gets changed.
she gets changed. Why don't you describe what you change it to?
So Lucian is now wearing a flowing set of beautiful red and black robes. There are demonic runes across a stole that he's wearing that like declaim ranks and titles and accomplishments, things like that. Let's see.
Do you wear your dragon mask?
Oh, of course.
Cool.
I'm kind of imagining like a Maleficent vibe.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right. So, Lucian, looking out the kind of window of your room, you notice that in the direction of the cities, out that way, past them just a little bit, there's a new mountain.
Mm.
And it's floating in the sky.
Oh.
Well, is it a mountain then?
Well, it's shaped like a mountain. Actually, it's more of a volcano because you see lava pouring down the edges. Not like gushing like tons and tons, but like lines of lava pouring down off the edges of this mountain and falling to the ground.
Oh, she made the lava mimic. Oh, hell. We put the
That
idea in her
shouldn't
head.
come on top of the city. That's bad. Maybe don't let that do that.
No, and it stops about a couple miles away from the city, just floating
Okay.
there.
Good, because that would.
What is it with cities and floating around here? Oh, well.
You don't know the
Well.
half of it.
Who said that? Oh, God.
Sorry, no, that's just entirely out of character and might not even come up, but it's really cool. So you know that that is your mother's castle. She has a castle on top of a floating volcano, and that is how she moves around.
It's badass.
No kidding.
Cool.
I
I
like your mom.
there was
Used to
another
love-
idea, which would have been it was a castle riding on the top of a giant spider, but I went for this instead.
I
Just
like this
because
better.
if you ended up fighting her, I didn't want you to have to fight the giant spider.
Yeah, we've already had some issues.
History with spiders.
Giant spiders.
Animal taming.
Oh.
I want to ride a giant spider, yo.
Well, okay, no, but it's
Oh,
like
giant castle
okay,
spider.
giant spider as in it carries a city-sized structure on its back. It would walk
know.
up to the city that you spent a bunch of time conquering, you go smush, and it would be gone.
That sounds like a them
It would just like
problem.
sit on it.
Yeah. Anyway,
Just be like, I'm the city now. Hee hee.
Where's
That's
my
my
bloody
spider
cat?
your cat heads over. You see it's limping for a bit, but it being a mimic and made out of not very really structured material, it kind of fixes itself, but it was limping for a moment before it skirts up to you.
Aw, poor kitty.
Lucian learns everything the cat saw.
So it went off. It was very sneaky. It did a good job. It followed in. It saw a lot of stuff it doesn't understand. A lot of looking through a castle occupied by demons. A lot of stuff that Lucian's familiar with mostly, but also is doesn't actually contribute any real information, except a little bit of the layout. But then Calabax found it. He spotted it with his superior eyesight and grabbed it, since he was sent on his way to go talk to you anyway, and just dropped it off at the castle from about 500 feet in the air.
Ow.
Noted. I'll have to stab him again. Are you hungry, sweetheart? Petting the bracer.
It does that similar little ripple.
It's creepy.
You remember Calibix, don't you? He was delicious.
So it's up to you to kind of go meet her. How do you want to go meet her? You can just go in your chariot if you would like, or
He comes to us on this one.
okay. How many days do you do this game of political chicken with her?
We've got time.
Okay. So, after 2 months, she
I mean, we can be doing all sorts of stuff in the meantime, too.
I'd like to do this encounter. It's just she's a lot like you. But she'll come down. She'll arrive. She arrives with an enormous host of demons. Just an army marches on the castle, and she proceeds in with only a couple very large and scary looking guards.
Is the one we killed there?
You see him, but he's not a guard. He's carrying her luggage.
Oh, this was so.
I wave. Hey.
Yeah, no. He's one of 16 greater demons that carry her litter. Her the
Palanquin.
Puppy?
that no, like those things that is like a
Oh,
bed
Yeah.
carried by people.
I know what you
That thing, whatever that's called.
Palanquin.
That thing. Yeah.
Palanquin. Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
he's put down to doing that.
Is he looking at us? Can I be like,
he
What's up?
he does all his best effort to look at the floor. So that enters. The army stays outside, but that enters along with her guards, and she steps out into the court. She stands 10 feet tall, an elegant, red-skinned woman with long, curled-back horns that are smooth and flawless. She has a dress that looks to be, you recognize this as, it's not dwarven make, but it is dwarven material, which is the ruby threads, where they made threads out of gems. And she's got this thin lace dress of rubies with a like yellow crystal pendant made up in the center of it.
She doesn't
Cool.
speak mimic, right?
Probably not.
Okay. I would be like, hey, Lucian. Your mom is hot.
Isn't she just? Goodness.
Like I did not realize.
I wasn't ready. You should have told me.
I mean,
Buddy.
look at me.
Fair.
I'm looking at her. I'm sorry, buddy.
No offense taken. Mother, it is so good to see you.
It is.
Baby.
She called me baby.
Not you.
It wasn't you. It's been so long. Look at this retinue of yours.
Yes.
Well done.
How have you done in your little vacation?
Oh, I've gotten along quite well, as you can see. These are the Mimic Knights. I should introduce you. This is Wynn.
Hello.
This is Denise.
Hi.
This is Crunk.
Hello.
Hi.
He's like, hello.
She's putting out a aura that is encouraging that.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
We're all attracted.
You've done rather
Oops,
well for
all
yourself.
attracted.
I have a few children that can boast such accomplishments in such little time without guidance.
Well, the premature news of your death kind of spurred things along, I suppose.
I have found it to be effective in the past.
I see. Oh, do you like the gifts I sent you? Gesturing at Calamix and the other greater demon.
Yes, Calyvix has been useful, and this other one has been rather boring, actually.
He was.
Yeah.
I should love to stab Calamix again at some point.
Do you really resent him that much?
No, it'd just be entertaining.
Ah,
I mean, look at him.
then feel free.
Ah!
And she just waves at Calyvix to move towards you, and he's not magically compelled, he's just out of absolute terror walks forward.
And just let the bracer eat him again.
Yep. Yeah, you stab him, and he kind of shrivels up and poofs into smoke. Anyway,
Oh, that's entertaining. Right.
I have someone I would like you to meet. This is your brother. And she waves over. You see a demon that's maybe 3 feet tall, wrapped in either a king's cloak or a bathrobe. He's got like horns about. Oh, you know what? Basically, he doesn't have goat legs, and he is the satyr from the Hercules movie,
Oh.
Oh,
but like all
no.
red.
Oh, no.
there.
Total dad bod going on.
Yeah, he's just this
Lucian.
So he's like my height.
Yeah. He's shorter than the people carrying the luggage.
What's
Hi.
his name?
He's his name is Drethix.
Okay, we got the.
He doesn't seem to be paying much attention to you. Like he's looking off and he's like scratching underneath his claws, just picking at them. He's, hi, brother.
It's so lovely to meet more of the family. Drethix. Oh, goodness. How old are you?
Only a few centuries. Give or take.
Oh.
Do you guys keep track of that? Like
We're
how?
not the same as the rest of us. You
how-
just
yeah. You just kind of count
the
the
bigger
hundreds.
numbers.
That makes sense.
We count accomplishments.
So, do I get this? And he's speaking to your mother, not you. Well, how much of a fight can you put up, young one? Hold your ground, can you? And she looks to you, Lucian, expectantly.
I don't know. He reminds me a bit of a Greg. And
Okay.
I understand we have layer actions we can use these days.
Yeah. Primarily your lair actions are in response to other people. You control the castle. You can move terrain, you can shove walls around, stuff like that.
Holy shit.
When you like jump into action, you're
No. I mean, it's
no,
here's
it
what
is
we can
instantaneous,
do.
and
Okay.
she is just as instantaneous. She is impossibly fast, but what she does is she just hops up onto her seat and just kind of like indicates with her hand for your brother to just scooch forward. She's like, and just sits there to watch.
Mm-hmm.
She's just
On the word Greg, I would like to turn the ground under him into just a spike pit. So like it kind of drops out and
Cool.
like all that's left are very pokey little spikes.
he's gonna roll a dex saving throw to try and avoid damage. What's your DC? Your spell save DC?
15?
Okay.
Maybe? Let me double check. Nope,
Could be
sorry.
higher
16.
than that.
16? Okay. He's gonna pass. Please roll me, let's say 4d6.
Oh. I was like 46. 46 what?
19.
All right. And he takes half that because he does succeed at his saving throw. And he jumps up and just steps forward just a bit. You all get to take an action.
Lucian would just summon the keeper essence on top of him, basically.
Yep. Okay. That's not gonna act immediately. Like the keeper shows up, the keeper is here.
Mm-hmm.
Crunk can win.
Is he like right next? Can I get to him, or is this big spiky pit I can't get?
So normally you wouldn't be able to get to him, but the terrain pushes you. If you try to run somewhere, it literally like the ground escalators, like moving sidewalks for you, and you can get to him.
Okay.
Wait, I want to
I'm
cast
in-
a buff on you.
Oh, okay. You
Do
go
you want a
first.
buff?
Yeah, buff me up, baby.
I'm trying to see what my best buff is.
Oh, I also found a thing
Be
I
your
can
best
do,
buffing.
which is I'm gonna do this.
Um,
There. less bright.
Lovely. I love that.
Oh, that's so much better. Thank
Yeah.
That is nice, actually.
You changed the background on Roll20 to be black, FYI.
So
for
it's
those
not
who can't see.
glaring us all
Oh,
in the
yeah.
face. So what is Wynn doing?
Buffing
I
Crump.
thought I had a cool thing, but like, let's see. I have enhance ability. Do you want advantage on constitution checks and extra hit points? Advantage on strength checks? Advantage on dex checks
you.
and not taking damage from falling? Do you want an advantage on charisma, intelligence, wisdom? Okay, these all suck. Unless strength
Just
checks
turbo
count
blast
as...
this little brat.
Yeah.
He
I
gets
can do-
he gets advantage on
We're
strength
about to
while
get some
raging.
Fratricide.
Yeah, I already get
Yeah.
advantage on
So,
strength.
instead of just... How far away is he from me?
Don't worry about it.
Cool. I'm gonna
Close
cast
enough.
Spirit Guardians then.
Okay, roll. Or does he roll?
I believe it is a save.
Okay. If you click on the spell, you
Affected
can pop it
creature
up
speed.
and roll 20.
Oh, yeah. I know what I'm doing.
Ah!
Just
I'm dropping
wait.
stuff.
Okay.
Oh, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, because it's like a...
Oh, got it. Yeah, it was a wisdom saving throw on this one. I remember now.
Yeah.
Because you did it before.
Yeah, 'cause I've done
What's
it
your
before.
DC?
15.
15? Okay, he passes.
What?
He's rolling good, I'm guessing.
Well, he rolled a 14.
No.
So,
What? No, it's 15.
I know, he rolled a 14. And
Oh, with a...
has
Bonus.
more than a
I thought
0
you meant-
bonus.
Well, he shouldn't, because he's awful.
So he just takes half damage on that?
Yes.
Okay. Crunk, you're up.
Oh, it is radiant damage.
Okay. That is good to know.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yes. That's why I was like rereading it. Also, his speed is halved while he's in the area.
Is that if he succeeds if he fails at the save though?
No,
Just
That's
regardless? Okay, cool.
when he's in the area. Yeah.
Crunk, you're up.
Also, if he starts his turn here, he has to
Make another save.
do it again.
Yep.
Which he will because it's our castle.
Yeah, basically.
Pretty much.
Also, is it my turn now?
It is your turn now. I'm so sorry.
Now it's your
It's
turn.
okay.
I'm so
That's
sorry.
okay. I'm pulling
That's
the
my
sword
fault.
out.
Oh.
Oh, I'm gonna fuck him up. And, in his head, I'm gonna say, "Here we go, buddy," and then
Oh.
raging, full on.
Oh.
Let me wear that reckless.
Are you
all
gonna
of it,
reckless everything? Okay.
just raging. So let's go. Click. 28.
28. That hits.
I assumed so for 19. 23.
That misses.
What?
Jesus.
God.
You rush forward. First you slash him, and then for the second one he holds out his hand and catches your giant greatsword on 2 claws. And pushes you back. Now let's roll initiative.
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
So if a spell is concentration, I can't cast another spell.
That is concentration. You can still cast.
Okay, so I could still cast another.
So make sure to
okay.
click on your token and roll yourself into initiative.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, sorry.
It's all right.
How'd I do? 16. Not bad.
Got less than the rest of you, so I'm just gonna leave it as 0, basically. Less than you. That's all you need to know.
What did you
ding.
roll?
Like a 6. Denise, you're up first.
start.
Shouldn't
Mm,
Crunk go before me? Because his dex is higher.
Sure.
Pretty good decks.
Done.
Throw me into like
Lucian,
nitpick.
your mother looks at you and like tiny clap. It's like she's excited. She's oh yes.
I'm going to cast
Just,
Blight on him.
Go for it.
He needs to roll a DC 16 con save.
Con save. Fail.
42 necrotic damage.
Oh boy. That's a lot of damage. That's brutal. 42. Wow. How
Look
do
at
you
the calculation
do that?
there. That is
Wow.
looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 d8 is what that is.
That's pretty awesome. Any additional effects?
I'm double checking. I don't think so. It is not a plant,
Hey.
so it does not wither and die.
No, he's not a plant.
Close.
No, so it's just a crap ton of energy.
That's
Wait,
really
are
good.
we?
Damage.
So I did take damage while we were in the spire before. we
No,
took
you're
a
full health.
nap.
Don't. Yeah, you got a long rest while you were in the dream.
While you were, while I was
Okay.
someone else.
Yeah, Crunk, you're up.
Again.
Oh, do we also have our 20 extra hit points from sleeping in our castle?
No, you don't get that though.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah, you don't get that
Yep.
because you didn't sleep there most recently. Let's see those
Oh.
attacks.
Get inside of me. 26.
That's a hit.
22.
Very good.
Don't you roll advantage?
15.
Apparently, he's not doing reckless this time. 15 does not hit.
I didn't do advantage last time either.
Oh no, you didn't.
I was like, wait a minute, why aren't you?
Yeah, I'm
rolling
definitely-
advantage?
I'm definitely doing that. So then a 16. So no. And then I'll click advantage for my third attack. Oh wait.
Nope,
Hang on.
your third attack is different.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do the extension of thought.
Is that still me, or does he roll a thing?
He makes an intelligence save of 15.
Okay, he passes. He rolled a 16. Let alone bonuses he would have.
Okay.
And Win, it is your turn.
Yes. Okay, so he's in the circle.
Yep, he's still in the circle.
All right. So what's it called? Hold on. I got to find it again. This. So he has to make another save.
Isn't that
or
on his turn, or is that on your turn, or on his turn?
Oh, wait, is it?
Yeah, you said it's when he starts his turn in the area, so that's on his turn.
Oh, you're right.
You can do whatever you're gonna do. Now, you can cast a spell or something, or
start
try and hit him.
You're right. Okay. Yes. So. No. I'm gonna cast detective. I'm kidding. Sacred flame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a saving
But
throw
I
for me,
can
I
cast it
believe.
higher though, right?
Sacred.
Yes. Also a saving throw. No, it's because
That's a cantrip. You can't do it higher. I rolled a 19.
Yeah. So you take 5
Yep, 5. Radiant damage though,
radiant.
which seems to bug him.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
I wonder why. Gee, why are you using this spell? I don't know.
Is that it for you?
Hey, wait a second. Did it? Oh, yeah, it did. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Lucian, your turn.
Lucian just still sitting, just flicks a hand out and casts Sickening Radiance.
Nice. Is that a saving throw?
Blurg.
Yes.
I've been rolling
Oh,
real good
sick,
tonight.
bro.
Let's see how we do.
Oof.
Nope, that's a fail. So
17 radiant.
17 radiant. And
Wait, and there's more.
But wait.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And 1 level of exhaustion.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That will
Um,
help.
as basically as a legendary action, your mother is going to cast Misty Step and teleport next to you
Mhm.
and sit down next to you.
I was really worried for a second.
Care for a drink, mother?
Tea, please.
What kind?
I took her for more of a wine gal.
Not at this hour.
Oh, it's
There's-
noon.
Your suggestion.
I do have a lovely green.
Yes. Wonderful.
And just, yeah, they're chatting and they're going to have tea.
Alrighty. Now the keeper is gonna go.
Oh boy.
Okay. So like before, I don't have enough dice for this thing.
I mean, you can just type it in.
Yeah, you just type it
That's
in.
what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Okay.
I can't wait to see how many this is, because I can't remember from last time, so it's a new excitement all over again.
So that's magic missile at level, I think, 11, I think. Basically.
That's a lot of ones.
It is
Nope.
actually a lot of ones. Well, it's a lot of fours, too.
But there's at
Yeah.
least just as many fours.
So that's 124 damage. Blasted into this guy. And
Honestly, though,
he does not look happy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, make some saves.
Sucks to suck.
Yeah, so he makes a wisdom save. He fails, so he's going to take that 9 damage from the Spirit
Oh,
Guardians.
right, yeah.
And
Okay.
then he is going to...
Constitution save.
Oh, that again, too?
Mm-hmm.
What's the DC?
18.
Fail.
Another level of exhaustion and... Hold on. 23 damage. Radiant damage this time.
Nice. Okay. That changes what he's going to do.
From do something to die?
No, it doesn't. No. So he's going to also cast Misty Step and teleport to right in front of Lucian. I concede, brother.
Oh. Well, that was easy.
A bitch.
And then he's right back in the same place that he was standing.
Your mother looks down at you. It took a long time to grow him up like that.
Centuries, I heard.
Will you make up the difference?
You already have perfection right here. Why settle for something substandard?
All right then. And she snaps. And he disintegrates.
Oh.
I own his soul. It's rather easy that way.
Nice.
Okay, well, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I hope that you will make me... And she stands up with the tea. Hope will you make me a bit more proud than he did.
I already am.
So, I've heard your names, but truly... And she sits down now cross-legged in the middle of the throne room. And she seems to grow a bit larger. She's now She takes up a quarter of the throne room now. Like
That's
an
a giant
enormous...
room.
Yeah.
I expand the throne room so that she looks just as small as she did before, but we also kind of look tinier.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
And she speaks, but with no booming voice. It's the same smooth, calm voice. But who are your friends?
Gestures at Win.
What do you want to know?
She leans down. Who are you? What do you do? What are your desires? And as she like breathes out, you see a red mist breathes out at you. Please roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom, you say?
Should be good at this, right? A 10.
Should be.
Okay. Please explain your aspirations to her in full detail.
Brett, yeah, see, you really, error 404, code not found.
Code, if I recall.
There is
I
one
mean-
thing you're trying to do.
I guess, yeah. Yeah, I do want to be a god, right? Yeah,
That's how you're gonna bring your brother back, isn't it?
yeah.
Reach for
I
the
do, yeah.
stars, darling. I like it.
Well, I mean, it's really the only option. There's not much else I can do. It's so... I don't want to be a god. I just want my brother.
Take the road that is needed for things that you need. And she doesn't leave the space where she's at, like she's physically still taking up a bunch of the room, but also she is beside you and like leans down and kisses you on the forehead.
Aww.
Aw.
And then immediately just stops paying attention to your existence and looks back to you. Who's next?
Yeah,
Nice.
I was ready.
Hi.
Who are you? And
I'm
similarly, please roll me a wisdom saving throw. She's a very specific type of demon, and that influences how.
Yeah.
That is not a pass.
Oh, okay.
A 15 does not
Uh,
pass.
Not surprising.
So it's just you're more or less inhibited about how you speak to her.
You mean Denise would be inhibited?
Yeah. I was gonna say, all those
Well,
inhibitions
so
do-
if your brain were to say, "Hey, don't tell a demon that. That's a bad thing to say," your brain doesn't say that anymore.
Gotcha. Yeah, so my main aspiration when I got here was to, go find my mom, but we did that and she's all good now. So I'm just kind of hanging with my friends and we're trying to rule the world as best we can and
Rule the world.
looking out for the forest peeps,
Adorable.
At least that's my concern. I don't care about the rest of them.
I love it. And who's this other one?
Oh, you'll like Frank.
In her head, I'm like, hello.
And again, she has two bodies now. She's still the enormous thing that's taking up a bunch of the room, but also she is standing in front of you, just a little bit taller than you. Hi. And again, and she responds in kind in your head. Hi. You are beautiful paradox.
Thank you.
You are ignorantly happy, yet terribly broken and sad. You are strong of your muscles, but yet your brain has hidden fonts of strength as well.
I have lots of hidden strengths.
You're interesting. I like you. And
I like to
then
think so.
the one right in front of you is gone. I do like your friends.
They're delightful, aren't they?
So, I have been spending the last few centuries looking for my children. You are not the only one to be lost. And I must admit. And she puts on kind of a pouty face, kind of a, oh, I'm so sad, but not really. And I must admit, it is a thing that happens to me rather often. But it seems to put out the best of them. Rough and tumble children who know how to survive. Like you. You've already gone through the ringer once or twice. I don't need to baby you up and teach you how to walk.
The bathrobe was so unnecessary.
Anyway, I've found you. I've tested you. You've beaten your brother quite soundly. And so you've passed most of my tests. But still, I like to see what you're made of. And you seem to have some military might that most of your siblings never really aspired to. And she
Why
Nothing
not?
but half measures.
she clasps her hands together as if she's thought of a wonderful idea. Let's have a war.
But we just did a war.
So boring.
Oh no, we'll make it a good one. A nice drawn out one.
Orders are sold last year.
Oh please.
I mean,
I need to spend time with my baby.
Don't need a war for that.
I mean, it is a bit of a pastime.
Yes.
However,
Here, look. If you're all teary-eyed about your mortals, I can loan you some demons. We can fight just demons together, and we'll have tea in the meantime while we watch them.
Would that be the demons against the mortals or demons against demons?
I'll lend you some of my demons, and I'll use some of my other demons, and we can have a little war. We can build some pretend villages and fight over them.
that actually sounds kind of fun.
Kind of, yeah.
that does sound fun. However, you weren't here down in the valley. Where were you?
Outside, in the big wide world. Looking for
There's a
your
big-
siblings.
There.
Oh, yes! Baby, you live in the smallest speck of the world.
Then why would we waste time fighting amongst ourselves here when we could go out there?
I like your
Okay.
ambition. But this is why I want to play a little war with you. Need to get you ready. There are big
Do
fish out there
war
that even I must acknowledge. We don't want to get them angry until you and I are united in good, strong bonds of family and strength and blood that we can take them.
In Mimic, looking at the others, what do you think? Do you all enjoy chess?
No,
In his head, I'm like, what does
it's
it?
very boring. However,
Would you like to play war?
that could be more fun.
Do I get to smash it?
Oh, so
And-
much.
And she was very kind to offer not to kill all of the mortals. because
Eh.
I was worried about that because some of those mortals belong with me and my
Oh,
family.
right.
Yeah, some of them are dwarves.
I have
Some,
some
And
some of
elves.
the
mortals of my
mortals
own.
are so we
Right.
prefer this with the not dying of our families more.
I'll teach you how to bring a demon's soul back to life, so we can keep using them. Recycling, yes.
Plus, if we kill a bunch of dwarves, we have to sit through another one of those funerals and wait all that.
Oh,
I'm
so
sold
many of those.
just on that.
I wasn't sitting for the funeral. What are you talking about?
We went
Well,
climbing. I don't know
you
what you're
should
talking.
be, weren't you?
I mean, I guess we could make like I don't want to make mimic stuff because then we'd be killing them. So
Can we truly kill a mimic?
Not really. Like, you just break them down and remake them.
okay, so potentially
Imagine we could
make like a
learn how to make. Yes. Oh,
just a whole mimic village, a mimic city.
a mimic soldiers.
Whatever that is, I think it would be well tested against my demons.
Oh, she doesn't know what the mimic is.
Oh, mother. This is going to be delightful.
Bro, like,
See,
God,
when Lucian does the evil villain laugh, it just kind of comes in stride. When other people do it, it's like, oh boy.
oh.
we're heading down that path, huh?
All right. I think that is a pretty good place to end the session.
Evil laughter. I agree.
Yes. Just all 5 of you just evil laughing into the sky.
Wait, what? 5? Oh, right, all 5. Got it.
Yeah, your
Hold
mom's
on.
there too.
Hold on.
Your mom.
You'd sneak Sebastian in that moment and be like, wait, what?
No. All right. That was awesome. I'm sorry there wasn't more interesting combat and stuff going on, but
We kind of kicked his butt faster than you.
We're going to be
for us.
doing a lot of combat in the near future, though.
yeah, I imagine Crunk will want to go into those play wars and participate. And yeah.
I would like to
These
put
two, probably.
this spell to the thing again. Beacon of Hope. That one was really good.
That one was good.
Yeah.
So who are you all? What do you do on the internet, and where can people find you? Because after that wonderful role playing, I'm sure people want to find the places where you do other stuff. Crunk or Than.
Hey, what's up? Thanrand, and I'm on the internet. Yeah, pretty much. You can find me on here every Friday night with our Tomb of Annihilation game with Capjack, and every second, fourth, and fifth Tuesday right here with the Mimic Knights, being ridiculous. And then maybe something else coming up soon.
Ooh. I haven't heard of this. This is ooh.
It's a secret. And then yeah, maybe on my own channel sometime at some point. I don't know, but mostly on Twitter at Thanrand. That's where I live.
Have you played Anthem?
Mhm.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Ringing endorsement.
That's a loaded question. It would take longer than 2 seconds to explain.
Okay.
Like, yes, it's fun, but only sometimes. And when it's not fun, it is very not fun.
Okay. I think that's a good way to put it. Metz, what about you?
Hey, I am Metz Girl over on the Twitters and in the Discords. You can find me over on Beholder's Eye podcast as Zalara the Wood Elf Monk. That comes out every Monday on all the podcast places. We also have a Discord. If you want to join us there, you can go to beholderseyecast.com and find all those links. And then also I have Service Desk, which is a podcast that tries to explain technical things to the not so technically savvy. And that comes out every other Monday. And then I'm here every second, fourth, and fifth Tuesday. And I think that's it. Oh, I will be over on LCP D&D soon, starting hopefully episode 15. I think they're up to episode 9, so it'll be a while before I'm there. But Alavari, who most recently was on the side eye for Beholder's Eye, is also over on that one. So if you liked her there, you will enjoy her in LCP when she comes out.
Sweet. And Capjack.
Hey everybody, I am Capcheck, or at Captain J Cross on the Twitters. You can find me all over the place here. Welcome to the party. Of course, the second, fourth, and fifth Tuesday, I'm here with the Mimic Knights. Every Friday, I'm in that Tomb of Annihilation game with the fan Rand over there. And then every other Saturday, starting not this Saturday, but next Saturday, the Sabbat game from A Crusade of Thorns continues in Berlin, 1966. It's going to be awesome. And I plan that with Shogun. And then this Saturday, I'm in a charity stream over on another channel that I will link as we go through this. And I am vamping real hard right now. But that is between 7 and 10 p.m. where I'm playing a game of God Save the Queen, I believe, which is an interesting like card-based game. But I will drop the link.
Are you just using Roll20 for that?
Yep, we're going to be using Roll20.
Okay. Well, do you know how to play the game, or they explained it then?
No idea. Okay. I'm so excited.
Sounds very interesting.
Yes, so I will grab the link and I will drop that down.
Sweet. And One-sama-chan, I do know how to say it now. I think. Maybe.
Isn't that great? Yeah, it's One-sama-chan. That means big sister.
Yes.
So, what do I do? Mostly you can see me in the Discord. I'm in that pirate play-by post. I don't know how public that is.
It is. It's open. It's people can message me if they want in.
Yeah. So, if you get on the Welcome to the Party Discord channel, you can message Shogun and get in on that. We're expecting people to be watchers and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, also, if you don't want to play, you can just jump in and observe. We now have an observation role, so you can just watch what's going on and see the crazy stuff that's happening. It's been nuts. I'm having so much fun with that.
Pirates that feel too much.
Yes.
So yeah. I do this every second, third, fourth, and fifth Tuesday. And I do Eclipse Phase on first and third Tuesdays.
Mm-hmm.
On the same channel, but at 11 Eastern.
Super late.
Yeah, that's not that late. We're done by like 1 or 2 usually.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Bedtime. But yeah, follow me on Twitter at Mimic-sama-chan.
Awesome.
I don't really do anything else.
Cool.
So.
And I am Shogun. I'm Shogun117 on Twitter, and I run this game every second, fourth, and fifth Tuesday. I'm going to be playing in the Sabbat game that is upcoming in a couple of weeks. And I run Shadowrun, which is a drop-in, drop-out game that anyone can join. So you don't have to commit a bunch of time to it. You can be there for a week or two, or as long as you want. There's room, but there's also room for you to just stop playing if that's all you can play. And I'm in the Pokemon game, which is the other Thursdays, which is so good. It's so evil. It is way eviler than the vampire games. It's way more evil than the vampire games. It's crazy. And that's it. And I stream some Sundays, most Sundays, over on the Alaskan Blue Jay Twitch channel. I stream a Destiny homebrew of D&D, which is pretty cool. It's a lot. I've got like 60 hours of writing into that homebrew system right now.
Whoa.
So we are going to go raid Soulbear RPG, I
Hey,
think.
real quick, where else can people find us?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Discord.
Oh, that!
and
I'm
Patreon.
stupid. Yeah, it's.
Discord, Patreon.
I did the Patreon stuff on the breaks and stuff. Yeah, no, it's so you can find us on the Discord, which there's a link down below, both on the Twitch and the YouTube. It should be, and then the Patreon has all kinds of stuff. I'm up to the one where I get to be on the break and the starting soon one. So my name's on there. You should have seen it. I think most of, if not all of you, are on that list.
I'm on there.
Yeah, I think you're all on that list.
Is that the 5?
I think so. Yeah.
Yes, if you want to like support creators, and our next stretch goal is to like be able to pay artists to do all sorts of cool artwork for the channels and all the different games. So yeah, help us make these
Gosh,
goals.
if we could get someone to do that portrait of us,
Oh my gosh, that would be
that would
amazing.
be so cool.
That would be happening.
That's super cool.
That would be so cool, guys.
Sweet. All right, we're gonna go raid Soulbear RPG as long as they're still up. I hope they are, because they're doing the Anarch game of
Yes,
Vampire the
the
Masquerade
Anarch
right
game.
now. So we're gonna go do that. I hope
Hooray!
they're not like done yet or anything. They go longer than we do here.
Yeah, I
pretty
figure
sure.
they're gonna go a little longer.
Oh yeah, it's the finale for them. So
Yes.
Okay.
let's jump in. Yeah. All right. Bye everybody.
Idea what goes on.
See you later.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye bye. Okay.
Okay.